There is a photo I took years ago that I used to think was one of my best. If you showed it to me today, I probably wouldn't even keep it in a folder. Something in how I look at the race changed along the way. And looking back, it's strange seeing exactly where that shift happened. Early on, a lot of what I shot was chasing what looked good online. If a certain angle or style was getting attention, I wanted that shot too. It wasn't really about the race in front of me. It was about what would perform well once it was posted. Over time, that started to feel backwards. A photo that looks impressive for 3 seconds on a screen isn't the same as the photo that actually says something about the moment. Once I stopped shooting for how something might land online, I started noticing more of what was actually happening in front of me. Gear was another thing I spent too much energy on it. Convinced that next lens or next body would be the difference between a good photo and a great one. It took a while to realize the camera was rarely the limiting factor. The limiting factor was usually me. Where I stood, what I noticed, how patient I was willing to be for one moment. Learning what to leave out of a frame took much longer to understand than learning what to include. Early on, I tried to fit everything that felt important into one shot. The car, the background, the action all at once. Eventually, I realized the strongest images often come from removing things, not adding them. A single detail shot with restraint usually says more than a busy frame trying to say everything at once. That changed how I thought about a good shot altogether. For a long time, I was purely focused on the car. The goal was one outstanding shot of it, mid-race, and that was the win. Somewhere along the way, I realized the car was only one part of the weekend. The start, the atmosphere before it, the race itself, the moment it ends, all of it is the story. Not just seconds a car spent on track. That's when I stopped photographing just the car and started photographing the entire race weekend, from the first car on the track to the very last. Some of my favorite work now isn't a single photo of a car at all. It's a set of images across the whole day that only makes sense next to each other. Volume was the biggest lesson though. In the beginning, I would come back from an event with thousands of images and no real way to know which ones actually mattered. Everything looked fine in the moment. Sorting through it afterwards, most of it blurred together. Nothing stood out because I hadn't been selective enough while shooting. Learning to shoot with more intention changed that completely. Instead of capturing everything and hoping something good would turn up, I started paying attention to fewer moments, but with more thought behind each one. Fewer images, but a much higher number of them actually worth keeping. That shift changes how you experience a race weekend too. Chasing volume means you are constantly shooting, barely present, hoping quantity makes up for uncertainty. Shooting with intention means you are actually watching, waiting, reading what's about to happen before it does. And none of this happened overnight. It came from looking back at old work, noticing what didn't hold up, and slowly figuring out why. The camera hasn't changed much over the years. What changed was what I was actually looking for. This is Ganesh from Raceweek. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.